2021 to 2031. And I'd like to invite, is it Michael Stronach from the Christchurch Polo Club? You can bring other people up to the table with you. You don't have to come up alone if you don't want to. Fine. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Charlie Wood. I'm the club captain of Christchurch Polo Club. I'm going to speak on behalf of Michael. And I've also just brought some other members of the club here today, just so you can, if you have any questions for them as well after what I've said. So just a bit about our club. We were actually established in 1890. Last year we were the largest polo club in New Zealand. This season we were just narrowly taken over by Auckland Polo Club, but we're doing pretty well for a membership. Our focus is to maintain a club for players of all ages and abilities so that they can enjoy the game locally and compete further afield. We're strongly affiliated with the South Island Schools and Universities Polo Association, which means our club is supportive of new and junior players coming into the game. Currently, our ground that we're playing on is out in Wigram, which beside the Canterbury AMP Park. It's been a great location for us for quite a few years. We've spent quite a lot of money on this ground to establish the field to be an international standard of playing field. We've also put quite a lot into the ground as far as the grass is and everything, and the trees around there are well established that create really good shelter for us now. Originally, when we moved to this ground in the early 2000s, we were quite motivated to go over there for the prospect of having two grounds possibly, and this was going to really set us aside from other clubs being able to host more tournaments. However, the new motorway development and when Punawai Sports Hub was put in there, it was deemed not possible to have two grounds, so we've been limited by just having one ground there. Currently, our ground is it makes an ideal overflow space for larger sporting events, such as the Touch Nationals, which was held quite recently, and that was the Masters and the Open division there. Next year they're going to host the Junior Nationals there, and these tournaments, I'm told, have the highest participation numbers of any sport in New Zealand in this tournament. So we're currently required also to give up the use of this ground once a year over show weekend by the Canterbury AMP Association for use of their car parking during the show, and we always used to use that date as one of our key tournaments, so we have to move that ground out to a practice field in Rangiora for that tournament now. So with all these things taken into consideration, we find that a new ground and venue for Christchurch to play would be really beneficial to all involved. We have spoken with people involved with Punawai Sports Hub, and as a whole, they're in support of our long-term plan to relocate. The move would be favourable to the growth of the sport being played at Punawai and also for the future of Christchurch Polo Club. And we think that benefits both sporting communities. So our proposal to eventually move the club base would be over to the land that the council owns at the Orua domain, and this is an exciting idea for us. We believe it's important to keep our club base in Christchurch itself. A lot of polo clubs end up having to move further outside of the cities where they're based just due to land availability, but I think it's really important that we keep within our city. This place has already got a small hall and toilets and irrigation, which is really helpful when putting in a polo field. The space would have potential for two grounds eventually, which would allow us to host major tournaments such as the Savile Cup, which is the National Club Championships. So that tournament was held earlier this year. I can see I'm running out of time, I'm going to go quicker. It was held earlier this year, but it's only possible at the moment in the South Island from help from private ground owners. So if we were able to do that as a club, that would be great. We've also got our junior schools tournaments coming up in November, and we're trying to host teams from Australia, and Christchurch Polo Club have always been really keen to help out and give their grounds for those, which helps the junior part of the sport. So if this goes ahead, the new grounds would also be able to be used for other winter sports over the winter, from May to October. So if there were other sports that needed to use it. So yeah, we look forward to working with the council and to develop our sport and in that particular place if this was allowed to go ahead.
Well, that's a perfect timed
How good was that?
presentation. That was excellent. That was excellent. Just one question quickly though. Did you talk to staff about the Aruru location at all?
I haven't been involved in that part, Mike.
Yeah, I have been involved, so can you repeat that, please?
Just have you raised it with staff?
Yes,
And they suggested that you raise it in the LTP process?
that's right.
Yeah, great, perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you.